What's up, all you quantum maniacs? I'm DeQwan Young, and today we present 10 blockbuster trades that will shake up the 2019 NFL Draft. Also, don't forget to subscribe to TPS and make sure you hit the bell and turn on our notifications to join the notification squad. Don't forget to leave your video ideas down in the comments. We're looking, and we'll give you a shout out in the video if we use it. The 2019 NFL Draft is going to be crazy. Get ready. We see teams trade up and down all the time, but we really expect the 2019 draft order to change significantly in the Music City. Plenty of teams need to address one major weakness, but they'll have to trade up to do it. And at the same time, some teams might be looking to move out big name players to acquire bundles of picks to fix their roster woes. Get ready, folks. It's going to be a dandy night, all right. Number 10, the 49ers moved Jerick McKinnon to Oakland. The San Francisco 49ers have a good problem. Too many running backs. Matt Breida rushed for 814 yards in his sophomore season and looks like the running back of the future. The 49ers also signed former Atlanta Falcons standout Tevin Coleman, who should do damage in both the rushing and passing games. That makes veteran Jerick McKinnon expendable here. He signed a 4-year, $30 million deal in the 2018 offseason, but tore his ACL before the season started. The 49ers don't need 3 running backs. They're probably keeping the younger Breida and definitely not trading Coleman. McKinnon would be a great fit for the Oakland Raiders, who still have plenty of cap space and can afford his contract. Adding McKinnon to an offense that added all-pro wideout Antonio Brown and Tyrell Williams could do wonders in Oakland. McKinnon would be a great fit for the Oakland Raiders, who still have plenty of cap space and can afford his contract. McKinnon obviously wouldn't cost much for John Gruden. He has plenty of draft picks to go around. Oakland's 5th round selection, 140th overall, should do more than enough to pry McKinnon from San Francisco. Number 9, Melvin Gordon heads to South Beach. Melvin Gordon has endured an up and down tenure with the Los Angeles Chargers. As talented as he is, the Chargers are a pass-happy offense under Phillip Rivers. Austin Eckler has been a fine complement to Gordon. It's hard to see the Chargers committing much money to Gordon, with Eckler being cheaper and capable of taking over as the lead back. Gordon is just 1 year left on his contract, and the Chargers would be wise to get something for him, rather than lose him for nothing. The rebuilding Miami Dolphins need a starting running back, and they fully lack true playmakers all over their offense. Gordon is still young and should shine in a more enhanced role. Miami can give him that. Look for the Dolphins to trade, say, their 4th round pick, 116th overall, and their 2026 running back. It's a fair price to get a super talented running back, one that new head coach Brian Flores can build his offense around. Number 8, Steelers move up for DK Metcalf. The Pittsburgh Steelers had no choice but to trade Antonio Brown to the Oakland Raiders. The game's best wide receiver became a problem in the locker room and caused way too much drama. Smart to move him, but the Steelers also got lowballed in the trade. The good news is they already have a young star wideout in Juju Smith-Schuster. The other good news is that in the 2019 draft, they have some excellent wide receiver prospects that can fix this team right away. Ole Miss product DK Metcalf would be an excellent addition to that offense, and he'd be able to fill some of the void left behind by AB. Pittsburgh will probably have to move into the top 15 to get Metcalf. We see the Atlanta Falcons, who hold the 14th selection, as an ideal trade partner. The Falcons don't have too many weaknesses and won't have a can't-miss guy there at 14. It makes sense for the Steelers to move up from 20th to 14th to get Metcalf. Atlanta, in return, will get Pittsburgh's 20th pick and an additional selection. In this case, Pittsburgh's 4th rounder, 122nd overall, should seal the deal. It's a great move for both sides. 2 picks for Atlanta to fall back 6 spots, and the Steelers get another great wideout. Win-win. Number 7, Patriots trade up for Noah Fant. Iowa products TJ Hawkinson and Noah Fant are the top 2 tight ends available in this year's draft. Perhaps no team needs one of them more than the New England Patriots, who just lost future Hall of Famer Rob Gronkowski to retirement. Problem is, there's a great chance that both Hawkinson and Fant will be taken by the time the Pats are ready to select at 32. And that means Bill Belichick will have to use some of his 12 draft picks to move up. But it would be worth it. Fant will be a great player to help out right away, as well as in the future when Tom Brady is gone. So who would do business with Mr. Belichick? Well, the Minnesota Vikings own the 18th selection, and Fant might be available then. And the Vikes can afford to move back and select offensive linemen later. Perhaps a trade to move up would look like this for the Patriots. The Patriots get the number 18th selection and select Noah Fant. The Vikings get the number 32 selection, the Patriots' 2019 3rd rounder, 97th overall. This is assuming the Vikings don't have a can't-miss guy at number 18. But again, We expect them to take an offensive lineman here, and they can easily fall back a bit if it means getting an extra third-round pick. Number 6, the Vikings send Xavier Rhodes to the Colts. Minnesota Vikings standout cornerback Xavier Rhodes has been mentioned in trade rumors since the end of the 2018 season. The Vikings have a top 5 defense in the NFL, but they're also very low on cap space. It might make sense to move out Rhodes, who signed through 2022. The Vikings could use the cap relief, and adding an extra draft pick or two to address the issues on their offensive line would be a wise call for GM Rick Spielman. We could see the Indianapolis Colts making a trade for Rhodes. Their defense is an up-and-coming unit led by 2018 Defensive Rookie of the Year, Darius Leonard. Rhodes would solidify that secondary and take them to another level. Here, the Colts should be able to get Rhodes by sending one of their 2019 fourth rounders plus an additional mid-round pick in 2020. Minnesota gets their cap relief, and the Colts make a very talented defense even better. Number 5, the Patriots trade up and get Daniel Jones. Trade up twice, why don't you? Isn't it nice having 12 picks after you just won a Super Bowl? Tom Brady may be coming off his 6th Super Bowl championship, but he's not playing forever. Entering his age 42 season, Tommy Terrific could decline at any point. We've been saying that for a while. I don't think it's possible. But the Patriots need to be fully prepared for it. Bill Belichick already traded away the planned successor in Jimmy Garoppolo. He passed on taking the heir apparent in 2018, and it worked out just fine. But Bill Belichick really has to get going here and find a guy that can develop behind Brady. Duke product Daniel Jones makes perfect sense for the Patriots. He's already got the tools to be a very good quarterback. Throw in some mentoring from Brady, the sky will be the limit. The Patriots have 12 selections, including 2 second-rounders and a trio of third-round picks. We like the idea of the Patriots trading up with the San Francisco 49ers to get Jones. San Francisco owns the 36th pick. Kyle Shanahan has a good relationship with Belichick, which was key in bringing Jimmy G aboard via trade. We think such a trade would look like this. The Patriots get number 36, they take Daniel Jones. The 49ers get the number 56 and 73 picks. The up-and-coming 49ers secured 2 selections. The Pats finally have Brady's successor again. It's a win-win again. Number 4, the Broncos move up for Drew Lock. The Denver Broncos traded for veteran quarterback Joe Flacco, but he's only the short-term solution in the Mile High City. The Broncos cannot afford to pass up on a quarterback here. Even though John Elway has a bad history of drafting quarterbacks, he has to take his chance here. The Broncos own the 10th pick, and fortunately for Elway, most teams who pick ahead of him won't be targeting their quarterback. Missouri product Drew Lock would be an excellent selection for the Broncos here. We see Elway swinging a deal with the Detroit Lions to move up to 8th, getting Lock just to be safe here. The Buffalo Bills hold the 9th spot and won't take Lock, but they could always look to swing a deal to move down. Elway gets number 8 and takes Lock. In return, the Lions get the 10th pick and Denver's 125th overall selection in the 4th round. You could say he's a lock in Denver. Number 3, the Dolphins trade up, get DWAYNE Haskins. The Miami Dolphins sent Ryan Tannehill to the Tennessee Titans, and they wound up signing career journeyman Ryan Fitzpatrick. This isn't the best class for quarterbacks, but the Fins need to take someone while they have a chance. We like Haskins as a fit for Miami, but he's not going to be there when they pick 13th. They're simply going to have to move up for him. We think the Jacksonville Jaguars will be open for business. The Jaguars own the number 7 pick, and they already have a quarterback in Nick Foles. There are no major needs for the Jaguars, so they can afford to move back 6 spots here. Look for Miami to trade with their Florida neighbors so they can take Haskins. In return, the Jaguars will get the number 13th pick and the Dolphins' 3rd rounder in 2020. That's a huge win for Miami, and the Jaguars get an extra pick just to move back a bit. And yes, this potential trade sequence is why we also have Denver moving up to take Lock. Can't take any risks here. Number 2, Josh Rosen becomes a Giant. Well, so much for the Giants getting Russell Wilson, who the Seahawks wound up extending at the last minute. The good news for Dave Gettleman is that there's another starting quarterback out there on the trade market. That man would be Josh Rosen, whom the Arizona Cardinals selected with their 1st round pick a year ago. However, the indications are that the Cards will end up taking Kyler Murray with the top pick, which will make Rosen available. The Giants don't seem keen on taking Eli Manning out the starter's role, but they still need to find a successor. And since they don't seem infatuated with this year's quarterback prospects, why not go for Josh Rosen? New York owns the 6th and 17th selections, the second one coming from the Cleveland Browns in the Odell Beckham trade. The number 17 pick could probably be enough to land Rosen. The Cardinals aren't going to get a better offer, and the Giants aren't going to find a better successor for Eli anytime soon. Number 1, Tyreek Hill picks for Jalen Ramsey. Yes, we're serious. Tyreek Hill saw his draft stock fall due to a domestic violence case back when he was in college. A month before the draft, it was reported that Hill was under investigation for another domestic violence case, this one involving his 3-year-old son. The Chiefs have to decide if it's worth keeping Hill around. He may be the NFL's fastest and perhaps most dynamic wide receiver, but this team already cut Kareem Hunt for kicking a woman. They could easily decide it's time to move on from Hill too. The Jacksonville Jaguars make perfect sense for Hill. They just signed Super Bowl 52 champion and MVP Nick Foles, but he doesn't have any true number 1 wideouts to work with. Adding Hill to that offense changes everything. On the other side, Pro Bowl cornerback Jalen Ramsey might have worn out his welcome in Jacksonville. The Chiefs just happen to have a dreadful defense that just lost Justin Houston, Eric Berry, and Dee Ford in free agency. Adding Ramsey would completely change that KC defense. Imagine what he and the Honey Badger could do together. Because of Hill's off-the-field problems, the Jaguars should receive another draft pick in such a deal. Let's say Kansas City gives up its 92nd overall pick. They have 2 second-rounders and can afford to part with that pick. And so, the Jaguars have their new playmaker to complement Foles. The Chiefs' secondary is actually championship caliber. This blockbuster would totally shake up the entire NFL. And as crazy as the trade sounds, it also makes perfect sense. What other trades would shake up the 2019 NFL Draft? Join us in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we truly appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.